So, if you're not aware at this point, you should be. Everybody on this platform should be. And maybe share this video with somebody who doesn't use TikTok or isn't aware of what's happening. But this is about the TikTok shutdown potentially looming. And the question I have is what was the plan? Or what is the plan, right? They want ByteDance to divest TikTok off, essentially making them sell it to a United States company. Would that company happen to be Google? Was that the plan? Because while I don't like Google, I use a lot of their services. I really don't have a choice in the matter. I know a lot of people say you do, but not for the same level of convenience, unfortunately. And it's one of those things where to try to not use those products puts you in such a more difficult position. And also, I try to advocate for the common person who may not know they have a choice or doesn't know what to do. Because the reality is you're not going to get the populace away from something like Google. It's not going to happen. Not until somebody else can come along that can do better and isn't going to steal data or whatever else. And, there are worse alternatives by far. But at the same time, Google's still not good. None of these people are good guys in this conversation at all. Now, when it comes to TikTok, they are demanding essentially that the algorithm be given up and the relevant data to the app be given up and just be given over to the United States government. We're essentially doing the one thing we say we shouldn't be doing, right? And I say that from the perspective, you get people like, well, let business do what they want to do. It's their right to do what they want. You get these pro-business conservatives that say that. And then the government steps on something TikTok and you get the same pro-business conservatives that are like, well, they should just give it all over. And that thought process is just ridiculous. But again, I ask, was the whole point, or is the whole point that they're so uncomfortable with the things we say on this app that they don't have any control over it, that they expect ByteDance to sell TikTok to Google? Is that what it is? Or another question of it, what happens if ByteDance, sells TikTok off to some offshore in the same region and still retains control behind the scenes? Like, surely ByteDance has thought about this. Surely they've got some plans set up for this. Because, they're asking the people to say something. And I think that shows, as many people on this app have stated, it shows the power that ByteDance has with its users. They are able to mobilize users to call these offices and say, hey, we don't like this. And they're showing that. They're showing like, hey, your people support that. What's really sad is that the app that's being accused of being anti-government, pro-government for a foreign government, and doing all the scary things, they really are leveraging things in a way that utilizes people's freedom of speech, right? Because the whole process of how TikTok's getting people to organize is more American than what our government is doing at this point. Now, there's already censorship on the TikTok app. We've all seen that. We've all dealt with it, and that's bad enough. But I don't see this looking any better on another app or an American app or an American platform. I just don't. And I'll have another video for that. I couldn't make a playlist, so please, if you're seeing this and this is the first one you're seeing, there's a video before this, and there will be videos after. I have a TikTok business account. At the time, everything I'd read showed that was probably the best thing to do because I was going to be doing political content and stuff. It's not really because I can't make playlists. There's a lot of other stuff I can do, and I like having the analytics for stuff. But unless I switch over to like a personal, I guess I can't do playlists, so there won't be a playlist for this, but I'll try to tag what I can. But anyway, I mean, what is the plan here? To have TikTok be its own separate entity owned by a United States company that reports the data directly back to the federal government. That's a little, 1984-ish right there. And of course, that's what they've wanted for a while. And other creators have said this, it's not a matter of if it happens at this point, it's when it happens. And that's true. This is going to be something that is not going to go away. They're going to continue to come at us with different legislation. They're going to try to hide it better. And the only thing that TikTok as an app has been able to do is let people who read through the bills, the tons and tons of pages of bills, get that information out to people and disseminate it more and more. Because no, the bill on its surface is not a TikTok ban. They're not lying technically. They are, but they're doing it in a way that lawyers do, and they're doing it in a way that politicians do, right? It's not a TikTok ban because it doesn't say it's a TikTok ban. Or as Nancy Pelosi said, it makes TikTok better. And it's like, but it doesn't. Just because it's American owned doesn't make it better. And at this point, as bad as this sounds, I wouldn't trust an American company with my data at all. Not saying I trust foreign companies, but I certainly don't trust American companies. American companies have shown time and time again they will sell your data to foreign governments. Facebook is an example of that. Meta, if you will. They have done that. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this, guys? Again, I will have more videos coming up. There's going to be a lot. I'm trying to get as much content out as I can, just because I feel like I need to jump on this topic and cover a bunch of angles on it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and let me know what you think in the comments.